Of course, Donald Trump is correct that we must immediately stop Muslim immigration until we can figure out what's going on. Senator Rand Paul introduced legislation in the Senate to do the same thing, and now everybody's hysterical about it. But they are ignoring the facts. So what are the facts? And first of all, do you remember 9/11? Do you remember California, San Bernardino, a couple days ago? Do you remember Paris last week? Do you remember ISIS taking down the Russian jetliner? Do you remember the French train where those 3 Americans stopped it? Do you see reports that ISIS has WMDs in Europe now? So what are the facts? Well, first of all, the analogy with Jews fleeing Hitler is completely bogus. Here's why. If you put a Muslim, 4 Muslims surrounding you, north, south, east, and west, one of those 4 wants to kill you in America. 25% of Muslims, according to the polls, admit, this is Muslims that admit it, that they want violent jihad. 51%, the majority, want to replace our Constitution with Sharia law. So 1 out of every 2 of the Muslims surrounding you. 80% of the refugees from Syria are military-age fighting men, not orphans and children like the pro-Muslim wackos want you to believe. 13% of those Syrian refugees admit to supporting ISIS. So that means if Obama gets his 10,000 in the United States, 1,300 on average will support ISIS. The FBI says there's no way we can vet them. This lady who did the killing in San Bernardino, she was vetted. So if we cannot vet them, how can you admit Muslims, knowing that the ones here already who have been Americanized, 25% of them support violent jihad. And then you've got illegal Muslims, illegal immigrants coming here over which we have no control. And how about the legal ones? 6,000 of the supposed quote-unquote students who came on visas from Muslim countries have just completely disappeared. Now, 1 million Muslims have come under Obama. Under the radar, people aren't even talking about that. 1 million Muslims have come, and mostly from Pakistan, Afghanistan, from jihadi countries. So the statistics on those are probably even much higher. The Palestinians, for example, say 76% say they want to kill Jews and destroy Israel. I mean, we're talking about not every Muslim, of course, but a huge, huge number of Muslims in the world and in the United States want jihad, want to kill us. About France, 60% of Muslims in France admit to wanting suicide bombing all or some of the time. So when you think about this, it's just a clear and present danger that we cannot take until we figure out a way to vet them. Now, how is this different than the Jews coming from Hitler? Those Jews were not coming to America to kill Americans and replace the Constitution with Sharia law. And so until we can figure this out, we cannot endanger ourselves. Why would all these liberals, why would all these Democrats want to endanger the Americans who are already here by allowing in more Muslims, at least a quarter and probably a much higher percentage, because they haven't been Americanized at all, want to kill us? It doesn't make any sense. Now, it's not all Muslims are evil or bad, but we don't know who is and who isn't, and it's a much higher percentage than the out-and-out lie that Obama tells all the time, that 99.9% of Muslims want what we want. No, they don't. Huge numbers want to kill us. And so, that being true, we have to do what is sensible and reasonable and stop Muslim immigration. You know, no one has a right to come to America. There's 7 billion people in the world. America has a right to choose who comes and who doesn't. And so, why has suddenly, under Obama, the massive amount of immigration been directed to Muslim countries? It doesn't have to be that way. There's plenty of other people in the world who want to come to America, people that want to live the American dream and not kill us. It makes total sense. He's right, and the liberals are wrong.